Good evening, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, angry faithful of all ages, the basement lurkers and the backbenchers that are going to cut up these posts and repost them as their own content. Welcome to Nerd Sports, episode 188, where we have been living rent free in your head since the beginning. We are going to start this show off in a rather traditional sense. David has a weird sport for us.
It's not really a weird sport. It's what happened.
I built you up as being the traditionalist, being the wholesome one of the bunch. It's a really weird sport. You know what? Let me start over. Let me back that up a second. We're going to start the week off just a little askew. David with a not so weird sport. Take it away, David.
Okay.
Oh.
There we go. This is what happened this weekend at UFC.
I really hope she's okay. She's young and at semifinal, I have a lot of opportunities to knock out my opponent. Even she is much shorter than this time, but I think I have too much mercy. I'm not aggressive enough, and this time and many times I showed that I have knockout power, and I have great wrestling, top control. I think I'm gonna be a dangerous girl in the future. And good luck to my next opponent.
Apparently, this was her opponent.
Yes.
Moment for her.
Watch it.
Right? Shin on shin. Dr. Sleep in the building.
Dr. Sleep, I like it.
Yeah. I guess her nickname's Dr. Sleep now. And the reason why that's funny is because she's a legitimate doctor. What people were commenting on about it was the fact that, oh, she's probably going to have to go to the same hospital she's practices at.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? You doing good?
Chill out. Imagine seeing her, your lights get turned out, and you saw her do it, and then you wake up, and she's the one leaning over you in a white coat.
Exactly. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that.
Oh, damn.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that. But you get better, and I fuck you up again.
Is that racist? That feels racist.
It does.
It's right on the line.
Right on.
I mean,
but then, like,
I mean, that's how she was.
We've had the line drawn a lot shorter for us, though.
That is very true. We do know exactly where that line resides. It has been amply demonstrated to us.
Yeah,
it has, but then it's been gone back and double standarded on us as well. So
this is also true.
But again,
hold on.
One of the reasons why we live rent free in people's head. See, Darius,
scoreboard.
You can't be doing that this early in the show, man. You just can't do it. You are inviting all kinds of chaos. I don't think you're ready for it. You think you're ready. I don't think you're actually ready. Let me see here. Baseball news. There has been a little bit of movement on the baseball front. The Astros lose a starting pitcher to the Angels, of all people. Yusei Kikuchi. Yes, I know I'm saying that correctly. He was one of their starting rotation pitchers from last season. He was actually really good. He signed a 3-year, $63 million deal with the Angels, which I'm like, it's the Angels, man. I mean, but okay. To be fair, though, a lot of the Japanese players do tend to favor West Coast teams because it is a shorter trip back home for them.
True.
Now, I mean, you're going to get guys that like, Koji Uehara, made his bread and butter and quite possibly punched his way to Hall of Fame ballot at least, being a reliever, most notably the closer for the Boston Red Sox in 2013. Masataka, damn it. You know what? I'm just completely blanking on him. I can see his head or his face. He played for the Yankees. You know, I mean, even with Ichiro Suzuki, who, if I'm not mistaken, is eligible this year. He's going to be a first ballot regardless. But I mean, yeah, he did spend time playing in New York, but he ended up retiring as a Seattle Mariner, which is where his career started. But you know, looking at it from that point of view, as far as geographic proximity to the homeland, you know, it makes sense that Shohei Ohtani stayed in LA. I mean, because we all know that the Mariners weren't going to pay him, but you know, hey, it is what it is. So, I mean, the Astros are going to be in the hunt for a new starting pitcher this year or for this offseason. So, I mean, they've got their work cut out for them for sure. Let me see here. There's not a lot. I mean,
Well, during this time frame,
the fact that he got that deal with the Angels, it's kind of on par for what the Angels look for, but it's a little bit higher of a price than I'm used to seeing the Angels go out and wanting to pay. I mean, he had a 4.05 ERA over, I think it was like 32 starts last year. So with an offense, with an Astros offense that was hurt a majority of the year last year, with the numbers were down, so the run support wasn't there. Defensive substitutions being in and out all the time. Like Mauricio Dubon would, you know, he would start or substitute out in the outfield. He would play anywhere from second base to third base, depending on who was out of the lineup that day. But I think the Astros, if the Astros want to get back to being the Astros, they're going to need starting pitching first and foremost, and they're going to need to find solid players. There's also been some rumors or some rumblings out of the Alex Bregman camp. Scott Boras, the agent from hell who happens to be representing Alex Bregman, there's rumored that Alex Bregman is looking for an 11-year, $300+ million deal. And like,
so he basically wants to show you Ohtani money.
Well, no, he's about $400 million short of that. But he's 31. He'll be 32 coming into this season next year. He's not going to get $300 million. Not at his age. And coming as a 47-year-old man, I'm like, that's, you know, to sit there and look at somebody in their 30s and say that they're on the backside of their age peak as far as professional career. It's, you know, I don't see how that translates, and I wonder how much of that is Scott Boras driving those numbers as opposed to Alex Bregman. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you want, sign maybe a 6-year deal, you know, get you to 38, 39 years old, and you can play year to year from that point going forward, you know, for like $2 or $3 million at a pop, because I mean, you've got a majority of that, you've got all that money from that big contract, right? So you could probably go, I would say 6 years, and let's just say, conservatively speaking, probably go maybe $90 million, you know, because the way that breaks down, we're talking, break out the old calculator here. What did I say? 6 years?
I thought you said 10.
No, nowhere did I say 10 years. So we're talking about $15 million a year. Okay. It is. And that's probably pretty conservative as far as the yearly pay rate side of it goes, in comparison to what market value has him at. But I don't see him getting that huge deal. Because I mean, it's one of those situations where the Astros also need to start thinking about their outfield, because they got Kyle Tucker coming up, and if they want to avoid arbitration with Kyle Tucker, they need to give him or sign him to an extension now anyway. But yeah, Darius, I get it. The only Astros jersey I own is an Alex Bregman Space City jersey, and that's because I got it for $50 at the team store. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, those things are expensive when you just get them wholesale or regular. So
yeah, when you buy them retail, you buy them from either the MLB.com store, or you go to the ballpark and you try to buy them there. Yeah, I mean, normally they're like anywhere from $180 to $240, depending on what it is. But it was the last. I mean, because they retired those Space City jerseys, because they're coming out with this new City Connect jersey next year, and
it's a yearly thing.
When the first time that I saw those uniforms, I was like, God, those things are ugly. But the more and more I saw them, I'm like, the jerseys are okay. I like the hats. The hat had a cool feature on the inside, but just together with the whole thing with the pants, the number on the pants, I'm just like, no, just no, because those things were ugly. But $50, I'm not passing up a jersey for $50. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but yeah,
unless it's a Yankees jersey.
Well, I wouldn't even use that for toilet paper. I wouldn't use a Yankees jersey to stop up the drain. I mean, because the fifth inning exists. It's out there. I mean, it's either going to be too lazy to get itself off the hanger, or it's going to get shoved down into the drain, and it's going to miss the water entirely. Just kind of saying. Anyways, it's going to lose its buttons. I don't know. But they've got Kyle Tucker coming up. It's a contract year for him coming into the 25 season. And so he seriously needs to, the Astros have a decision to make. Either they can get both of them at an economical deal that makes sense for both the players and the team, or they're going to have to pick one. And towards the end of the year, Kyle Tucker's offensive numbers were a lot friendlier towards making a deal happen than Alex Bregman's were. Now, I know Alex Bregman had, he spent a lot of the year last year injured, in and out of the lineup. But Alex Bregman, while he's a good hitter, a majority of his offensive output at home is because of that short porch in left field. We're talking specifically about the Crawford boxes. Great seats, wonderful view from the Crawford box. Don't get me wrong. But if those Crawford boxes were not there, a lot of those home runs that Alex Bregman has within the fines of what's soon to be called Daikin Park is going to end up just anywhere else in the major leagues going to be. I think those home runs in those Crawford boxes, I think they equaled a home run in maybe like 12 other major league ballparks. And there was a lot of talk about him going to the Red Sox, and I'm like, okay, well, that would be awesome, because then that we could bolster up the defense in third, over there on third base. But no, okay. We covered this last week. So the Minute Maid is losing the naming rights to the ballpark. And Daikin, which is a global company, but they're based in Houston. They produce air conditioning and heating products. They're going to take over naming rights for the next 15 seasons. So
the juice box is going to be the ice box. We already called it.
Yeah. But
Makes sense.
I mean, but if Alex Bregman just put him in a Red Sox uniform and have him play half the year at Fenway Park, okay, a lot of those home runs that he had hit in Minute Maid or Daikin Park, here in Houston, are going to end up being either long Fenway singles or wall ball doubles, depending on the carom that he gets off the monster from a day-to-day basis. He just doesn't have a lot of carry to his pull side, which is weird, for any kind of hitter. But I mean, where Bregman excels and what his major selling point is a lot of it is his defense. He's an amazing hitter. Don't get me wrong. And he's a smart base runner, but his defense is where it's at. And, he needs to understand that the market value, while it may be there, a lot of owners are starting to hear the complaints and the gripes and the bitches and moans and groans of the fan base, because these large contracts are detrimental to the game. And a lot of these owners are not wanting to pay that, especially with the way that I understand that, Darius, but here's the thing. We don't get paid to make those decisions. We're here to comment on it. Now, our comments get lost in the sea of other comments.
Why don't they okay, hear me out. Why don't they just do this? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They just do it like they do movies. You get a point spread after the fact, because you get people to go into seats and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they pay them a percentage, maybe 1%, maybe 2% of that day, and they give it to the players.
Here's why.
It would make sense.
The collective bargaining agreement. That's the main number one reason. Because what you're doing in essence at that point is you're punishing the small market players. Okay, players that play in places like Kansas City or
where
the attendance is traditionally low. Even on nationally televised games where large market teams come in and carry their fan bases with them, they almost never sell out. Okay, if you looked, Cleveland, for a majority of the year, had a very hard time selling out their day games, had a very hard time selling out their night games. Now, I do think a lot of it is indicative of the current economy. But after January 20th, I'm suspecting that that's going to change. With paying the players a portion of the gate, you're going to start talking about cutting off slices at very decimal based increments, because the gate pays for your concession workers. And okay, so your gate pays for the concession contracts, which the contracts pay the workers, right?
Yeah.
You got to pay your security staff. And then you've got all your other behind the scenes costs of running a club, and i.e. running a stadium, is that while the naming partner does pay a majority of that stuff because it's basically one huge billboard for them, you've got city utilities, whether it be electric, gas, water, everything that goes in running a building, right? You've got your groundskeepers, which, unlike some of the newer indoor stadiums, we're not talking about Globe Life at all, but Daikin Park has a natural turf stadium, or a natural turf field. It's real grass that requires watering, that requires fertilization, requires aeration. I mean, the whole 9 yards, right? I mean, it's a full-on, full-time job, 365 days a year, because that's a climate-controlled area, right? You bring in all these other functions like concerts and stuff like that tears up the grass, because, yes, you put down mats and things to protect the grass, but the structures like the stage still tear up the outfield, right? But it wouldn't work financially for the owners to split gate or the take from the gate with the players, because ultimately the players are is what is pulling people into the gate, that and winning. So I think Connie Mack, back in the early days of Major League Baseball, when he was the owner / manager of the Philadelphia Athletics, he said being an owner and being a manager and trying to win are kind of counterproductive to each other. Because while you're putting a winning team out on the field and bringing championships to the city, it pulls people in. But then in order for your players to play for you continuously, they want you to pay them more in order to keep winning. So, you never really establish a huge profit margin owning a team. It's like the running joke with NASCAR or racing. Nobody ever owns a race team thinking that they're going to get rich. If you're going to be rich, being a race team owner, you start out being rich. And
Yeah,
And then you become less rich.
then you become less rich, but you just become a little bit more famous.
well, even doing like funny cars, it's expensive. They do the whole
They tear those engines down after every run.
yeah,
Every run.
and I've seen it done, and it is fucking fantastic.
I mean, it takes them 14 minutes to tear down and rebuild an engine. And that's just enough time to get the engine rebuilt and get the car put back together, have it inspected before it takes its next run.
Yeah.
And you're doing all of that. And a tear down and rebuild for those engines, because those engines themselves,
It's $100,000 per thing.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean,
I know that the only reason why I know this is because my cousin did funny cars, and I got to drive in one, and he was like, "Well, that was $100,000 down the drain." I'm like, "What?"
yeah, it's stupid. Like a single NASCAR Cup car is valued at I think just a little over $300,000.
Yeah.
And those engines run one race before they're torn down.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I mean, what they do is if it's a winning engine, what they do is they take it back to the shop after NASCAR does their tech inspection. They take it back to the shop and they do some more testing on the engine to find out what worked, what didn't, how they can make it better. They tear the engine down and try to rebuild it from the good parts up.
Yeah.
But you're never going to see the same exact engine 2 races in a row. You won't do it. You just
You're not going to see the same aluminum or steel on that thing most of the time, because
a lot of times, like even with the chassis are numbered. They've got a X amount of chassis that they use, and those chassis sit with 99% of the time. Whenever those cars come back from a racetrack, they get de-skinned and tore completely down because they have to rework the bracings and stuff like that, and then they need to be able to get into rework all the plumbing and the electrical, and I mean, there's just so much involved with those cars. It's stupid. It's so hard to make money on that. That's why sponsorships are so valuable. Now, with sponsorships, with TV deals, that is one of the reasons. While I didn't agree with it at first, I understand the necessity for it, especially with these large contracts that exist nowadays. Sponsorships on the sleeves of Major League Baseball uniforms.
Well, they started that up with like NBA.
Well, yeah, the NBA was real. I mean, they started that trend. I mean, everybody carries like a corporate logo on their jersey. But I mean, you look at like the Mexican League.
Hold on, Chris has something to say.
I was going to say, how long do you think it'll be before every sport ends up their uniforms looking like NASCAR, just covered?
I don't think it'll get that bad with Major League Baseball, just by the attendance alone on a year-to-year basis. Even with the economy being what it was last year, I think attendance across MLB last year was up like 8.7%.
I mean, in the game we went to on the Friday night, it was packed.
Even those smaller market teams, though, like the A's.
Yeah. Well,
I'm using more of it.
You're going to have
That's a good point too. The NFL as well.
Yeah. Well,
Teams like the Carolina, where they're what, 50 cents a ticket, 87 cents, whatever it was, some stupid number.
the
No,
problem,
you're right. It was about 50 cents.
problem with the problem with the NFL uniforms though is the only space that you're going to have room for any kind of sponsorship logos is going to be on the pants, right? And that's just because
I can guarantee you some advertising person is going to say, I'm going to be able to put the advertisement somewhere on there where everybody can be able to see.
I understand that, but the space on a uniform itself is limited without it becoming the uniform, right? Look at the Mexican League uniforms. Okay, any of the current videos that have been put out by Trevor Bauer, he because he played in the Mexican League last year, right? His team, the Diablos, they won the Mexican League championship. Okay, their uniform is one big walking billboard. They've got advertisements on the pants. I mean, the team name is sponsored across the chest, right? You're never going to see in Major League Baseball, aside from the batting helmet, you're not going to see the sponsorship patches migrate from anywhere except the pat or the sleeve. You just won't do it, and for good reason, because there's a lot of purists out there like myself who are like, look, there's a little give and take, but there is a line between selling your soul kind of a situation. And again, a lot of these sponsorship changes, patches, visibility issues, they've been within the last 4 years. I mean, look at what the economy has done. Okay. Now, will they ever go away once the economy bounces back? No, they won't, because at the end of the day, it's a spot for revenue to be made. I just don't see them going any further than they've already gone. Now, if you notice during the World Series, the batting helmets had a sponsor on them, and that was because the commissioner said, hey, that's a good spot for Major League Baseball to generate some money from the World Series, in addition to, advertisers' dollars and things like that. Because once the playoffs start, the teams really no longer take they don't make as much money from the gates as they would normally do, because those prices are regulated by Major League Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
They're not regulated by the team. So, and there's Darius just jumping the shark. Oh Lord. It's all right. He's new here. We'll forgive him.
I didn't want to highlight it yet, but yeah, we actually did showcase the Army uniform last.
We showcased the Army uniform last week.
We have not talked about
And just because my dad, 20-year Navy guy. Oh,
I'll find it.
No, it's fine. I don't want to give the Navy uniform any screen time.
it. Does
It felt
look amazing though?
It looks clean and it looks very simple, but the spirit video that they made to unveil the uniform seemed rushed.
Yeah, it wasn't all that great
and over commercialized, especially because they used Danger Zone as the theme for the commercial. I'm like, no.
The helmet is amazing though.
Hell, even
Their helmet is
The helmet is, like I said, the helmet is clean. Nothing wrong with the Jolly Roger flag at all. And yes, I know it's a squadron, for crying out loud.
Damn it, all the hell. There.
Yes. See, that is supposed to be representative of the tail fins of the Jolly Roger squadron. So, hey, there you go. Still saying Army's going to whoop that ass. That's all I'm going to, I'm just trying to put that out there.
Well, actually, that game's going to be very, very close, I think. Hopefully. Because Navy,
It's a 2-touchdown margin.
Huh?
It's going to be a 2-touchdown margin.
Yeah. Of course, we were kind of wrong this weekend.
No, so all right,
Every weekend. What are you talking about?
let me
You're
me
right. You're
no,
right.
no. He's specifically talking about Army Notre Dame.
We were watching
I did not have any wild, unearthly, or otherworldly expectations that Army was going to remain undefeated. I knew that the Notre Dame game was going to be the one hiccup that they were going to have. The degree of humbling that occurred on that field is
that
what
was
surprised.
ridiculous.
Army came out flat, and they played flat the entire game.
Both the defense and the offense. I just didn't know what the hell this game was about. Seeing them play other teams and decimate them. I'm serious. The 9 other teams they played must have been like the practice, and they still failed to capture on Notre Dame. It was like a whole new team playing.
Yeah, I mean,
by the way, I was upset of that. I was actually rooting for Army, and they let me down.
so it was the number 1 offense in the country, and they got held to 14 points.
How's the Air Force team doing?
That's why I went to the Army.
Now, Chris, in his defense, in David's defense, yes, people,
We
don't-
both watched
don't attempt to adjust your screen's devices. I am
You're-
defending David. Okay, David was rooting for Army
It
this
is true.
past Saturday.
It
Okay,
is true. But let's also be honest. If the Air Force team was worth a damn, he would be rooting for them and not the Army.
Fuck yeah, would be.
There's a reason you're rooting for Army.
had Air Force
Want it out there.
beaten Navy, well,
But Air Force is not playing in any of the leagues this year.
no,
They both they
they have they're in a conference.
Air
They're in
Force.
a conference, but they're not.
No. Okay. Let me put it this way. Air Force is playing football,
Mhm.
and that's it.
Okay. All right.
They have a team out there that plays on the field, but that's it. I didn't say they're a winning team. I didn't say they even have a chance. I just say there's a team on the field with AF on their helmets, and they're attempting to play football. So don't get me wrong. If you think I have some kind of delusion, I'm just saying there's a team from the Air Force Academy that plays on the field.
That's mid AF, right? I got you.
I see what you did there.
I mean, you're not wrong, dude. It's so fucking upsetting, dude. Okay. It was nice. It was nice that I got to see Air Force go for the military trophy.
You mean the Armed Forces Bowl a couple years ago? Yeah, the game you and your dad too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. And then for the next couple of years, I am fucking let down. I can't say it's like I know how the Cowboys feel. I don't know how the Cowboys feel.
David, you want to know what that feeling is? That's what it feels like to be a Red Sox fan.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, unlike a Cowboys fan, modern day Cowboys fans don't know what it feels like to win in the postseason. They haven't for 30 years.
It's true.
Just kind of saying.
There's and what's really sad is there are some Cowboys fans that weren't even alive the last time they made a playoff win.
That's very true. There's that one guy, and he lives in Dallas. It's on the south side of Dallas. Just before you get onto 35, 287, his house is painted white with cowboy blue trim, and he's got the star painted on the side of his house. It's a fucking landmark.
Is it still there?
It is. It's still there.
That's good. There's ride or die right there.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably that guy that's got the sprinting star rims, and you know, he bought the
go
He
that
bought
far.
the Dallas Cowboys edition F-150 when it came out.
Is he of Hispanic origins?
No, and we're not even going to go near that line, David. Shame on you, dude.
No.
Really?
Okay.
Really?
Most of the people around here are of Hispanic descent that are like ride or die for Cowboys. You cannot deny that.
I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying it doesn't need to be brought up like that. Oh my God. Anyways,
You're killing me, Small.
damn it, man. Okay. Anyway, so Army
How rumors get started.
Army has already gotten a spot in the AAC conference championship game. So they already have an extra game to play. What was supposed to be a bye week after next week's game against UTSA, they're now going to be playing for their what is it, American Athletic Conference championship. So good luck to them. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's not Navy. I think it's actually North Texas.
Yeah, Army's playing North Texas, and the Army Navy game won't be until the 14th.
Yeah. So
By the way, I took that day off so we can hang out somehow. Figure it out. Because hopefully I'm going with my brother-in-law to watch the game.
well, I think that game's going to be streaming on Paramount Plus. So I'm going to definitely be watching that game from here at the house. Boy, that's that. Oh, boy, I'm either not going to have a voice.
Oh no, their Army's going against UTSA.
Yes, I just said that
I thought you said North Texas.
in the championship game, David.
Oh.
Wow.
Fucking spare parts. Fucking spare parts. All right, so we're gonna move on to the NFL because at least that we can control a little bit. Let me see. Just a little. All right, so week 12. Actually, you know what? Colin, you picked Pittsburgh as well.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did. I've got it right here.
I remember.
You said I want to go for Cleveland, but I'm going to go with my gut on this one, and you picked Pittsburgh. Well, I mean, we can run the tape back.
What I'm doing.
Okay.
He's
like,
no.
So currently, the team from Los Angeles is leading Baltimore with 7:48 left. in the second quarter.
hold on. Look at that. You picked Pittsburgh. Here. Thank you.
Oh man, I was like,
Thank you for keeping somebody honest around here.
and while that game was happening, Chris, Mr. Jacka over here, was losing his shit in the text thread. He was like, fucking damn it. He's like, Colin picks that shit right every fucking time. He's like, I'm just fucking done. I'm done.
I give up. I'm just random. I will just close my eyes and just randomly pick from now on. I am not putting any more thought into this whatsoever.
Because
I was wrong over and over.
He's going to start rolling a 6-sided die. 1 through 3 for the visitors.
I may as well just flip the coin at this point.
Next up, we had the Chiefs at Carolina.
Hey, I just watched it back. I picked Cleveland.
Did you just call your dad a liar?
Yeah, I am.
I put Pittsburgh in there because you said you were going to pick Pittsburgh.
So even your friend says you picked Pittsburgh.
I'm taking Pittsburgh all day.
Oh yeah, definitely Pittsburgh on this
Hold
one.
on, are you taking Cleveland?
Yeah,
You said Pittsburgh.
Oh my god.
Maybe we just experienced our own Mandela effect. We've been around
Probably.
long.
We just heard him say Pittsburgh.
I just said, "Are you picking Cleveland?" And I said, "Yeah."
And before that, you said Pittsburgh.
No,
No.
that was David.
You know what?
Very quietly, you're like, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, that's the beautiful part about being a human being is that you're prone to mistakes. I guess I have made one. I'm so sorry, everybody. However, Colin did not get this next pick right.
Oh my god. This next
Although
game.
I wanted him to be right, he was not.
I wanted him to.
I would have quit on the spot if he'd have gotten this one.
I was watching
The
this game.
Panther ones, the Panthers.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
well,
was watching
The
this
fact
game.
that I was so close, I feel like that's something. A 3-point difference.
We wouldn't have even gotten a goodbye show out of me. It would have just been done.
Like,
Never heard from me ever again.
we'd have had to release a statement. Chris Jacka and
Yes.
Remy Productions have decided to part ways.
We
Not
can't-
because of creative differences, but because he just fucking can't anymore.
in a recorded statement.
he said he'll be back after
I
that.
I would edit the shit out of your little like blurb. It'd have just been like, "Fuck it, I'm done," and then it would have been that quick.
Amidst the howls of rage,
I'd have zoomed in on that bloodshot eyeball.
the only thing that he could be here.
I'd have zoomed in on that bloodshot eyeball. It would have been, I'm fucking done.
Look,
Would it
three-
just be in the background going, ah!
That's a 3-point difference between from the Chiefs is a win in my book.
That's what you get. Like the Obama interpreter, I would just be.
That's the same thing that happened last week.
You'd have
Oh,
Johnny
no,
doing
the ASL interpreter from that episode of Tacoma FD.
this. You would just have Johnny on the side interpreting exactly what.
Like, what kind of toys were there? They were dildos.
Oh my god!
All right, next up, everybody got it right. We picked Minnesota to win, even though that one was closer than I was comfortable
I
with.
was surprised how close that one was too.
And I
Time.
okay,
Well,
so
actually, it was really
before we start, like, you know, Houston is, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
Well, okay. Here,
Henry Fairbairn just set an NFL record the drive before for 50 plus, you know, for the most 50 plus yard field goals in a single season with 18, right? Or no, 12 or something like that. Anyways. And then he misses a chip shot to tie the game. I don't understand.
okay. Here's the thing, and we got to understand that this is literally the middle of the season. Okay, it's a little bit past that, and a lot of those players are running hurt. Granted, these are like professional teams and everything.
Mhm.
And yes, Houston Chiefs, black magic bullshit, totally understandable. But here's the thing: we see this case study each and every year. We were thinking we were picking up good teams and everything, but we don't. Only because a lot of those teams it's the middle of the season, they're hurt, they're dry, they can't keep up. You know, it happens.
All I hear is wah.
I'll just pop it back in. Brian, spit on me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did we skip the Vikings game, or was I not listening?
We'd just gone over it.
Yes.
Fucking sneaky bastard.
Anyways, so the second half problems continue to plague Houston. You know, we thought that they had taken care of it last week when they were playing Dallas, but then again, they were playing Dallas.
Yeah.
I would
Anyway.
say the gimme week, but then they decided to show up in the last 5 minutes. But anyways, we'll get to that.
Yeah. Well, what
Gotta
we didn't take into consideration for last week's pick of the Dallas Washington game was that Dallas wasn't playing at home; they were playing on the road. So there's that.
Mm.
Anyways, moving on. We got that one wrong. We got this next one right, 100%. The Lions. Everybody was like, "Well, the Lions came in and blah 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 blah." They made it sound like the Lions went out and put 52 up on the Colts, and I'm like, it was just, I mean, literally 24-6.
Right.
I mean, they were
It's
playing
still a
their second
beatdown.
stringers.
No, okay, I wouldn't call this a beatdown. A beatdown is more like a 30-point difference.
All right,
almost.
the beatdown of the week belongs to the Buccaneers, which we will get into here in just a little bit. But the Lions won that game 24-7 or 24-6. The Indianapolis has got a lot more problems than people might realize. But we're moving on. I picked New England. Colin picked New England.
I think we all picked.
Really?
Miami.
No, we didn't. You and Chris picked Miami.
I thought I was
Yes.
the lone person that picked
Nope.
New England.
Nope. And I know that that's correct because I typed New England in under my name. So you're welcome.
Well, I'm not questioning that.
Anyways, Dolphins won that game. Now, here's the thing. Okay, so going into this game for the New York Football Giants, first they benched Daniel Jones. And they're like, you know what? We're paying you all this money. We don't want you to get hurt. We need to figure out what's going on with you. And before game time, actually the day before, they released Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is currently on waivers right now and expected to clear those waivers. And he is going to sign with another team.
It'd be funny if it was the Cowboys.
I was just about to say that. I think it would be funnier than hell.
Well, no, you're okay. You say that, but everybody else is literally saying that right now. They're like, it'd be funny. I mean, the memes are all.
It would be hilarious because Daniel Jones, I think under the right quarterback coach, under the right tutelage, he can be a very good quarterback. He's got the arm strength. He's demonstrated that. He just needs to learn how to pass under pressure. B, I think he needs an offensive line in front of him that can actually block.
Yeah,
The New York Giants lead the universe in sacks, given up.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, if he goes to the Cowboys, maybe he'll get over his yeeps. Is it yeeps
Case
or
of the yips.
yips? Maybe he'll get over his case of the yips because nobody expect that team to fucking win this season.
Well, here's the thing. Now that the Cowboys have won their game on the road against the Commanders, the fan base in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, at least,
Cowboys are back.
Oh
the era of Cooper Rush has begun. And
everybody's gonna
I am here.
handle.
I know I'm not going to be the first one to put everybody on notice, but I am going to be one of the multitude of voices putting everybody on notice.
Does he have his prayer candle yet?
No.
Until you have your own prayer candle.
Yeah,
I would like to.
But then again, if anybody will remember back when Jason Garrett was the head coach, he was nicknamed the redheaded Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. So he didn't need a candle because he had a tomb somewhere under AT&T Stadium. That after they fired him and they went down there to check on him 3 days later, and he ended up on NBC Sports for Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, of course we all.
I would
And-
like to say
and
something.
it's funny. Hold on a second, Colin. And it's funny because when people leave Dallas and they go get other jobs, and sometimes they'll end up as an analyst on these networks, or they'll end up as a commentator like Tony Romo did. Their football IQ is actually through the roof.
It's ridiculous.
It's just something in the water down there in Dallas and in the Arlington area specifically that causes people to, not die in 7 days because they watched something insane like The Ring. It's it requires people to wear helmets to keep them from licking the windows.
Speaking of, probably that's it. If they cover those windows, maybe they have a chance.
Yes, I'm so glad you picked up on that, David.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield going in and doing his best, Tommy DeVito, celebration like this, when
I
he
was gonna
dude, that was great.
but
Go ahead, Colin.
First off, it was an 8-point difference between the Cowboys and Washington. Not a big yip. There's nothing to brag about. Second off, for all the people that are saying the Cowboys are back, the entire team could take steroids and they still wouldn't be back.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's the thing, whether it's a 1-point victory, 8-point victory, or a 25-point victory, a win is a win. The
Yes,
record book is.
but
Hold on. The stats sheets are not going to care. The record books are not going to care how the win was there or whether or not it was a blowout. It's just going to go down as a win. It's going to end up as a single knock mark on either the win column or the loss column. Nobody really cares. The only reason that matters is here in this forum because we're talking about how close it was.
no, that's what I'm saying.
As far as the Cowboys are concerned, this little 8-point victory here, it was the difference basically was a missed extra point and a botched onside kick.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that for how much, with how much the Cowboys fans are losing their mind,
Yeah.
they shouldn't be.
Okay, well, yeah, that is a valid point. Yeah, that's a valid point.
Right.
Because had that extra point been made, they would have kicked it deep and played for overtime. Game still could have gone either way. Could say the same thing about Houston. I mean,
yeah,
when they missed that field goal to tie the game, that changed the way that they were going to play the rest of that game, play the rest of that regulation. So we'll never know, but at the end of the day, it's a win, it's a loss. It all comes out together. But moving on, the begrudging pick of the week. We all picked Denver to win against the Raiders at home. Not only did the Raiders lose, but a Raiders fan also got banned from Allegiant Stadium because when he was getting rowdy and trying to pump up his team from the third level, he shattered the tempered glass that they use as the railing that goes all the way around. Yeah, he just smacked it and it spidered.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And then, I mean, the sheriff's deputies and everything, stadium security came to come get him. And he's like, yeah, all right, man. You know what? I get it. Whatever. And so people were booing the cops as they were taking them out. But I'm like, I get it's Vegas. It's supposed to be all high techy and whatever, but that's a bad idea. I mean, especially your fan base are the Raiders. Okay. Raiders fans. They will drink too, and plus on top of that, you're in Las Vegas.
Johnny, it's not the not the Patriots, but the Eagles. Okay.
No. I'm not saying
Raider fan base are a little bit, higher class than them.
David,
he's saying what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Talking about the amount of alcohol that is consumed in Las Vegas, not to mention just Raiders games. Okay, glass as a partition from the third deck, not a good idea. Just saying, put to traditional railing. What does it hurt? Anyways, enough about that.
That guy's hand.
Well, I mean, it didn't shatter and then explode. It was.
No, I'm saying if it would have been something harder, he definitely would have injured himself.
Yeah,
but then that's on him.
It's true.
Then it's on him. It's not on the design of the the architectural design of the stadium. So, anyways, 29-19 was the final on that one. Colin, you picked the 49ers to win last night. Or no, against the Packers. We picked the Packers 38-10. That was the final there. Christian McCaffrey had a one-off game. I mean, he had a terrible game to include a couple of turnovers. So It's just it's an anomaly. Everybody but David got this next game right. We all picked the Seahawks. David, you picked the Cardinals. 10-point loss there. Take that as it is. And then last night, we all picked the Chargers, and then Saquon Barkley went Saquon Barkley.
Chargers?
He had a 200 yard plus rushing game last night.
You mean the Rams?
Rams. Why do I have the Chargers here?
Because the Chargers were the last ones for the night, and you probably just
No, the Chargers are playing today.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. No, we all
Yeah.
got that one right. Okay, never mind. My bad. See, this is because I hang out with David too long, and the dyslexia transmits via Wi-Fi. It's weird.
it happens more often. than you think.
Philadelphia. We all picked Philadelphia. Philadelphia won that game. And then we did pick the Chargers, who are currently leading. There's 37 seconds left in the half right now. Depending on the adjustments that Baltimore may or may not make at halftime.
I said this last week, and I'll say it again. I think.
And I love being a turtle.
No,
So nobody.
I think the Ravens have hit their wall for this season.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna
Give me 1 sec on the picks real quick.
okay. David needs to step away and rub one out. It's all good. I'm sorry. What did you say, Colin? Did you say he can't hold it? Like you were asking?
It's like no. It was like you can't hold it.
That's kind of the point when you rub one out.
Well, yeah, but like saying he can't wait till after the show.
No, you can't.
Sometimes,
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
you just gotta do what you gotta do. When it's that time, it's that time.
So how you liking the new camera angle, man? Because Mindy got me a standing desk for my birthday. Oh yeah, dude.
It's not, dude. When you,
All one of those at work.
I wanted to say something last week when you went to go sit down. Like I wanted to be like, dude, you look like a toddler because like the way the camera was angled, it was like you could only
all the way down here. Yeah.
yeah. It was like we can only see like the top of your shoulders and then like your head.
Yeah.
It was like a toddler trying to look over the counter. Like
I want a cookie.
I fire out.
Yeah, but this desk is fire, dude. I've got like way more space. I mean, it's just as wide as my old desk, but it's deeper, right? So yeah.
Giggity.
Okay.
I like where this is going. Giggity, giggity.
Okay. So we got week 13 games on the draft board here. First is a Thursday night game at Detroit. The Bears are coming into town. I'm taking Detroit.
yeah.
I'm taking Detroit too.
Yep.
I'm gonna love watching that game.
Next up, and actually there's three games on Thanksgiving Day. The Bears are going to be they're going to be the matinee game. So it's going to set everybody up, right? There's going to be like, oh, here's the adrenaline rush, and it's emblematic of the turkey being brought out, right? And then here comes the Cowboys hosting the New York Football Giants. That's going to be the turkey, the tryptophan coma, because that game's going to be an absolute snoozer. It might be the best chance that the Cowboys have all year to win a game at home. Because honestly, I don't think that Jerry Jones and the Salvation Army can be denied. So I'm kind of leaning towards the Cowboys on this one.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna let a year or two. I'm not watching this game. I'll take the Cowboys just because.
I don't know if I'll watch it, but I'll keep up with the score.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. But other than that,
What about you, Chris? What says you?
Yeah, I'm what I'm hoping, and again, this is going to be a little bit of an emotional pick, is I think I am going to go with the Cowboys, but this is what I'm hoping happens, is they're going to carry some of that momentum, such as it is, forward into this one. I have less faith in the Giants than I do in the Cowboys, which
When you win 2 games back to back, man, that's called 2 in a row.
exactly.
When you win 3, that's a winning streak.
I'm hoping that this was a little bit of a wake up for the Cowboys. And again, the Giants just have absolutely nothing going on.
Yeah,
this
I
year.
mean,
It's going to be an ugly game.
the New York front office.
Game.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, it's going to be an ugly game. I think it's going to be a close game, but Cowboys win it.
If I'm not wrong,
It's
if
gonna be a
I'm
lot of
not
penalties
wrong,
in the game.
if
3
I'm
to
not
5.
wrong, I feel like, don't they have beef with each other? I feel like I've seen.
Well, they're division rivals, right? But
Oh,
here's
yeah.
the thing: the New York. If you watched the way that the Giants played yesterday, they had no energy. They were flat. I mean, we're talking about a key team come out play flat in the first half, and then they try to make adjustments, come out in the second half. They played flat the entire game. They had absolutely zero energy. It's not that, well, the players don't believe in the system or they don't buy into the coach, anymore. No, they didn't. They don't buy into the front office anymore. The front office did Daniel Jones dirty.
yeah,
And say what you want. Daniel Jones was actually a voice of leadership in that locker room, and they cut him. And it's the same problem that the New York Jets front office has. Okay. They just fired their second head coach, and it was the interim head coach who was also the general manager. And then now the front office is talking about, well, they're probably going to not pick up the option for Aaron Rodgers next year. And I'm like, whew. So, I mean, there's a lot of, the sporting world in the city of New York has got a lot of soul searching to do.
I forgot who are they? Who's Aaron Rodgers' team gonna go? Where's he gonna go to? They were
Well,
speculating.
if he continues to emulate the Brett Favre trajectory, he'll end up in Minnesota next year.
That I would love to see. That would be absolutely hilarious.
But the evening game, the dessert game for everybody is the Miami Dolphins going up to the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. I'm taking the Packers on this one.
Yeah,
I'm doing
I think
the
the Packers. I think the Packers are going to win handily. I do not see this being a close game,
Miami.
especially if it snows.
Mm-hmm. And
No. You okay? So just so that we have clarification, you said Miami, right, Colin?
Yeah, we need verification of this.
yes, we need to hear the full.
We need a verbal yes or
If you're doing it just to be a pain in the ass, stand next to your convictions, there, guy.
See, I forgot snow existed, so yeah, I'm gonna go with the Packers now. 'Cause I
Listen, that is fair. I'll give him that.
Okay.
I mean, living in Texas, you do kind of tend to forget.
I mean, the
this.
last time that the Dolphins played in a game with with a frozen precipitation was 93 when they played at Texas Stadium against the Cowboys, and everybody remembers that game. Well, I do anyway, because I watched it live. Big Cat Leon Lett fucked it up for everybody. Hot dogging that shit.
I like seeing Cleveland playing this. It's fun.
Yeah, that the cinematography on that game was actually on point. But I would dare say that this next game is going to be the no-brainer pick of the week. It's the Raiders at the Chiefs.
I
Now,
hate to do it.
granted, Garner Minshew,
Don't I swear to God, Colin?
Colin, let
No.
me finish before you make this asinine pick.
Pick them today.
Okay.
Because you know, if he picks them, they're gonna win. I cannot.
Look, Darius, there's a rule that we try to adhere to as much as humanly possible on this show, is that we try to make educated wishes.
You son of a
Okay.
bitch. If you
We
do it
don't
this
pick
time,
based on emotions, because we learned that lesson last season when we continued to doubt the Denver Donkeys.
it's
Okay.
true. And we
continued to pick against Philadelphia because, well, fuck Philadelphia, right?
Mm,
That bit everybody in the ass with the exception of Philadelphia in the second half of the season.
Uh-huh.
They beat them last year. They also had a quarterback that was worth half a damn, but their starting quarterback yesterday got hurt, and he will not play. So Garner Minshew is most likely going to be out for their game against the Chiefs. The Las Vegas Raiders defense has not had an answer for a lot of teams this year. They're going up against, as much as I hate to say it, the backyard wizard of Patrick Mahomes II. Okay. He plays football like he's a shortstop. I mean, side slinging that ball the release angle on some of his passes look like change ups. Okay. And they leave defenders swinging and missing in areas where the ball was never meant to go. Okay. By no stretch of imagination are we jumping up on that Chiefs bandwagon, because I would love to see the Chiefs get humbled in the AFC Championship game if they make it that far. But and again, this is an educated wish, they're not going to lose to the Raiders. It's just not going to happen. So go ahead.
I'm still taking the Chiefs, but we should actually, I don't know, watch this game only because the basic fact is see how close the game's going to be.
If it's close, it's only because
The Chiefs allow it.
I mean, it's only because the Chiefs offense has
Fell asleep.
Let me put it this way. Let me try to put it into a percentage kind of a number here. In order for it to be a close game, I would say 35% of the Chiefs' drives have to end in a 3-and-out.
I could see that. I mean, it ain't gonna happen.
I would say that the weak spot for the Chiefs coming into this game is going to be their kicker, but because Harrison Butker is hurt, but the guy that they signed to replace him or to fill in for him, he hit everything he was asked to hit last week or yesterday. So there is that. But that being said, Colin, I'm going to ask you a very serious and sincere question. Who are you taking?
I hate the Chiefs, and I
Again,
also hate.
We try to avoid emotional picks here.
I knew it.
I also hate Taylor Swift. That's right, you heard me, Swifties. I hate Taylor Swift. I'm going with the Raiders. Not only to spite all of y'all, but also I would like to just I don't know.
You'd like to what?
I would like to be even if it's that small glimmer of light by some
There's no glimmer.
God.
I'm telling you,
but-
Colin, there's no glimmer.
No, by if God reaches his hand down and
It's
What
But-
breaks
and-
Patrick Mahomes' femur?
something like that, and
Travis Kelce separates his shoulder,
you just see the
And I-
giant hand come on the field and just
and I'd be the
only
only
way.
person Who got
You
this
feel
right?
like that episode of Star Trek, the original series, where the hand of Apollo grabs the Enterprise. You know,
You're right. Oh my god.
Andy Reid finds out that they shut down the cheeseburger stand. You know, at halftime, and he just completely loses his mind and goes Chris Farley on everybody. Yeah.
Also, it's like I have a standard to hold up, so it's like you can't not expect me.
You know what? At this
Not to
point,
take
I
the
would
ratings.
expect nothing less from you.
See, but I can, as your father, I can expect better of you.
You were going to be so disappointed.
Really? Really? I'm going to be disappointed in you? Really? You have set the bar incredibly low, sir.
That bar is not just on the floor, it is in the basement.
Yeah.
Wow. I
That
mean,
Bacteria couldn't get under this bar. It is so low.
I mean, is this bar on the bedrock? I mean, did you dig down to -58? I mean, and just put it there? I mean, is that what you did?
Well, no, I meant like football.
There's
picks,
diamonds
like this.
surrounding this bar.
No. There's no diamonds that deep. Not a -58.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
Wait,
there
is there? I'm thinking,
Yeah.
where's bedrock at?
But
Like
dude,
-60 something.
you're right.
Oh,
Dude,
okay.
you'll find diamonds at Bedrock. Like,
Oh, will you? Okay, what is it? A new updater now? Okay, all right.
no, that's deeper you go, the more likely a chance of finding.
Because I know that diamonds start appearing randomly at like -25.
I watched this movie called Deep. What was the one where they go to the center of the earth to restart the
core.
the core? Oh, okay, the core, and they had to bypass like big diamonds in that. So I'm gonna believe.
Yeah, it was like a whole layer of diamonds.
Yeah, they were like
Anyway,
asteroids.
okay. May your controllers go dead for the next couple of days, sir.
Yeah, don't fuck you.
Oh,
No, it's a difference.
may you experience dial-up speeds for the next week.
There's that movie is the one where it's the brother. The opening scene is the brother getting eaten by like a dinosaur.
Okay. All right. So in America's Who Gives a Shit game of the week, we've got the Chargers at the Falcons on Sunday. It's actually the first Sunday game.
I mean,
I'm just going to go Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah, just because it doesn't feel right.
And then Dave, it's gonna go Falcons. Watch.
Surprised you didn't go Falcons.
David, you're awfully quiet over there. You're like the left after election day.
I'll go Chargers.
Okay. See, cooler heads prevailed. All right.
Here's the thing.
And then there's Darius coming in from left field. It's a good thing he's not an active participant on the panel for this show because, you know.
Hey, let him pick. You can write the stuff down.
Okay, look, I could like
he can make his picks from the comment section, but just remember this, JV team guy. That's what the comment section is, the JV. All right.
I could see the Falcons winning. I mean,
well, everybody else could too, but then the problem with that is that eventually you're going to have to turn off your PlayStation because it's going to overheat.
what is it like a?
It's a Madden reference, but you're welcome.
Okay, I don't play Madden, so.
I don't either, but then again, I still made the reference.
Good for you.
Okay. Oh, and Gabriel, he's going with your pick. He knows zero about sports.
You've been doing this the entire stream. You're just now picking up on this.
Well, I'm just now looking over at the comment section, you know, because I'm trying to actively have a show here. All right. Steelers at the Bengals. You know, I'm going with Pittsburgh, I guess.
I'm gonna concur with you, sir. I'm gonna go
Steelers.
with the Steelers. Yeah.
Bengals.
Although I love the Bengals. Doesn't let me down this year, though.
Of course. Here comes Colin. I'm going with the Bengals. Okay. All right. Will this be the week that the Texans right the ship and actually do what they're supposed to do? And that is finish trying to wrap up the AFC South. I think yes, because they are playing the Jaguars in Jacksonville. So I'm still riding that Houston wave. So
Forgot the Jaguars were a team.
So it's safe to say you're picking Houston.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Houston.
Chris, I'm assuming also.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Next up is the Vikings the Cardinals at the Vikings, taking Minnesota all day long.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Minnesota. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know, Colin.
You're not gonna pick Arizona?
I didn't hear that quite. I heard a blip. and that
I'm
was
sorry.
it.
Did he just pick Minnesota?
I heard
I've
Minnesota.
been picking them like all year. What do you?
Well, I mean, I just wanted to make sure that you don't ever that way. Whenever we come back in next week, if by some grace of Valhalla magic that the Rainbow Bridge collapses and then crushes US Bank Stadium and the Cardinals come out victorious, we don't want you coming in and saying, "Well, I picked Arizona." No, because we're going to run the tape back.
Yeah, but I was right when we ran the tape back this week. Now, wasn't
Are
it?
you though?
Don't be a Yankees fan, dude.
Where are you?
I'm not.
Oh,
Don't put that
man,
evil on Rick about me.
Ooh.
It's like calling me a racial slur. Like
You're racist.
You're an anti-Semite. Oh,
look. You know what's funny? Darius was rooting for the Yankees in the World Series.
see, I knew there was something I didn't like about that kid.
Kick
I
him out.
knew it.
Get him out of here.
Oh, you're getting a ban, dude. Ban hammer.
Ban hammer. We're swinging it wide. Swinging it up.
We're gonna hit out of the park, unlike the Yankees.
Swing low, sweet chariot. So, I mean, Darius, don't be too terribly surprised if later on in your adult life, when you start looking at girls other than just being cootie carriers, that your life behind closed doors bears a striking resemblance to the fifth inning of Game 5. Just
Oh,
just do yourself a favor, Darius. Every time you start to lose an argument, please don't talk about the 27 rings, because you personally didn't have anything to do with a single one of them. Just kind of saying. All right. Anyways, Colts at the Patriots.
Colts.
Going Colts.
Yeah. I'll be okay with getting this one wrong. But yeah, Colts. David, Colts.
yeah, Colts.
Okay. And this is going to be a no-brainer. Seahawks at the Jets. I'm taking Seattle.
Yep.
Gentlemen.
Yes, Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle.
Okay. All right. Titans at the Commanders. I'm going to take the Commanders just because fuck Tennessee.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, they're going to have a little bit of chip on their shoulder. After.
Oh, yeah. Like, we lost to Dallas? What the hell?
Unless Titans dabble in more witchcraft, but
Yeah.
Listen, they can only do that so many times, though. There's only so much blood magic they can conjure up.
Unfortunately, I think a majority of their black magic was used up during the inaugural season as the Tennessee Titans. You know, that whole trip to the Super Bowl, and somebody forgot to sacrifice one chicken, and that's why they lost it by a foot. So,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll take Commanders on this one.
Tampa Bay at Carolina. Taking Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Colin is smirking. Don't do it. He's going to do it.
Dude, I swear to God.
All right, dude. You're locked in for Carolina.
It's like you want me to hate you.
Well, okay. Well, no, I'm going with Tampa Bay just because it was one thing choosing them over the Chiefs because not only was it funnier, but also I would have liked to seen that. So
we could have sent out those loud and thunderous fucking texts.
I mean, he does have a reputation to uphold. I will give him that.
Okay. You know, yeah.
I don't necessarily accept it, but you know,
Biologically, I have to give him a incredible amount of grace. But
see, you're contractually obligated. I'm not.
So we got the Rams at the Saints. I'll take the Rams.
Oh, this is kind of a tough one, to be honest with you.
I'm going to go with the Saints.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be contrarian on this one. I'm going to go Saints.
going to Rams.
See, now I think he's just picking on be on the opposite side of me deliberately. That's what I think is what's going on.
I said Tampa Bay. I switched my thing last game.
He did.
It's true.
Okay.
You're strategically doing it just to make it seem like you're not doing it.
Eagles at the Ravens. I'm taking Philadelphia.
And Philadelphia.
Let me see here. The Sunday night game, 49ers at the Bills.
Bills.
Buffalo all day.
Yeah.
Colin.
I said Bills.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure before I typed it in. All right. And the Monday night affair, we have got the Browns of the land visiting the Mile High City in an attempt to mount the Donkeys. Personally, I think that the Broncos are going to demonstrate why Cleveland came into town wearing the brown pants.
Yes.
I'm taking Denver.
It's going to be the only time
that you do it without a grudge.
Right. Yeah. Because, I mean, come on. It's
all right, Colin, just so that way we can all know, we can all hear very clearly.
Just say it.
Or Cleveland.
No, I'm going Broncos.
Okay.
You know what?
I'm telling you, strategically, he's doing it strategically, and he's doing it just to spite me. I'm convinced he's doing it just to spite me at this point.
You know what? Just to be,
he's just trying to piss me off now.
Let's go with the Broncos.
Yeah, I have a question.
Quiet, Colin.
I have a question. Is it still too late to change back to the Panthers?
Yes, because I just converted it to a PDF file.
You little asshole.
We'll say that. This is good. This is my work night, so I'm gonna have to go to bed. Glad for the picks. Love you guys. Love it. Everybody's actually watching the show now. And you can actually on X, if you're watching us on X, you can comment on the stuff now, apparently, which I just did. Thank you all for watching. I'm gonna head and get ready for bed. So
All right, here, hold on just a second, Dave, because what I'm going to do here real quick
I don't think we'll be
is
far behind.
oh, and keep it under 2 hours so I can make clips. That's the thing.
okay. All right. Yeah. We're just about to do Colin's segment. We're gonna chat a little bit here for I don't know about 10 minutes, and then yeah, we're gonna call it a night.
All right, well,
So,
I'll check out guys later. Love you guys.
all right, love you, guy. Later.
Later on.
Okay, now,
It's a shame.
for the first time in a very long time, I've gotten David emailed David the picks for the week because like I'm sitting Thursday morning, I'm sitting in the living room playing Ghost of Tsushima, and I'm like, he comes, he sends me a text message. He goes, "Here it is Thursday, and you're playing video games, and I still don't have the picks." And I'm like, "Oh shit." So-
Yeah, I was gonna look at the picks for on Sunday night, and I'm like, where are they? So I was looking at the channel where they like usually are.
yeah.
I'm like, well,
Yeah, well, he's got him now. So, but with that said,
I hope the Panthers win.
Rising from the smoke and haze of desolation comes a Spartan. He is bent on wronging that which has been set right. It's the greatest genetic code ever to exist here for your ears and eyes to feast upon. Spartan Colin, I hope you're bringing the smoke tonight. Someone get me a joke.
So you know the phrase, "Speak no evil, see no evil, hear no evil." That only works with Helen Keller. Like,
Oh man.
oh boy.
what did the cannibal do after he dumped his girlfriend? He wiped.
Classic.
Yep,
Oh boy.
that's it.
That's it. Okay.
Slipping out through the fog of war, this Spartan continues the fight. Your souls have become collateral damage in the battle against the flood of moral supremacy. Leave your expectations at the door on your way out and marvel before the pillar of tactical prowess. Ladies and gentlemen, angry faithful of all ages, this has been Joke Time with Colin.
Okay. Well,
Get an honorary section of the PDF. Right at the bottom and in invisible ink. You probably won't be able to see it necessarily unless you squint real hard and imagine.
uh-huh.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh so hard if the Panthers win. I just
I'd almost say I'll just let him do my picks for the rest of the year. I may as well.
But yeah, Army, even though they got humbled incredibly by Notre Dame, which I think is actually probably the best thing for them this year. They didn't fall at all in the rankings. They're still ranked number 19 in the nation. So, I mean, they're still outside the 12 team slot for the playoffs, but I mean, they play UTSA next week on Saturday at home. And then they've got the AAC conference championship game. And then they've got the Army Navy game on the 14th. Honestly, I would be good with them dropping the next two games. Just get healthy, and beat Navy. That's all I care about.
That's the important part.
So, but the Stalkers 2 game is out. And it's only been out for 3 days. It's already sold over 1 million copies.
I've been watching some streams of it, and
It looks really good.
it does look really good.
I'm waiting next month for Indiana Jones, the Indiana Jones game to come out. And what is it, the Circle of Life or something like that? Man, that just looks like a really, really good game. Definitely is going to be one of those games where it's like my PlayStation is going to look across at my Xbox and be like, what you doing over there? My Xbox is going to look back and be like, gaming and shit.
Hey, buddy.
I mean, to be fair, the conversation is going the other way right now because, like I said, I'm still grinding my way through Ghost of Tsushima, but dude, the director's cut,
Dude,
so good, so good.
Did you see the Kurosawa mode?
No, I haven't. No,
Unlock that.
I have a question. What do you?
It's in all black and white, and it's
oh
all
yeah. I might do that on the second playthrough.
right. It's
What do
you
you-
gotta do the full color and everything first time through.
Yeah.
But it's worth it to play it through in Kurosawa mode.
What
were
do
you
you? What language do you have it in?
I've got it in English right now.
No, I have the voice I have the words in English, but I have the voice in the Japanese.
I did in English just so I didn't have to spend a lot of time reading during the
Makes
playthrough.
sense.
I wanted to be able to enjoy it.
During these past few days, I've just been playing Elden Ring.
Well, I mean, I think that the English subtitles and the Japanese dub, dude, I think a lot of that, Chris, is because he watches a shit ton of anime.
No, okay, listen to me.
It's very true.
I wasn't dogging on you, so don't get
Well,
defensive.
okay, no, I know, but I do it because I do the same thing with I did the same thing with Sekiro, the few times I've played it,
Mhm.
just because I just like it's kind of like the authenticity of it, like that's how it's supposed to sound, and like the area they're in.
Yeah, no, I get that 100%.
Because like it's because in like Ghost of Tsushima, it's the fatal Japan area, so it's like I want it to be kind of like
No,
that.
like I said, I get it. Now, when the next Ghost game comes out, I'll probably do it like that the whole way through. But I don't know.
I need to beat. It's so long the game is, and I'm trying to play all these different games. Right now, I've been playing Elden Ring. I need to get back. I need to
Just
play.
Ghost of Tsushima is long, and then you're playing Elden Ring. Come on, dude.
Okay, actually, hold on. No, because the thing is that in Elden Ring, the main story actually isn't that long. Because all you have to do is first you beat Morgott, then you beat Godric, then you beat Renala, and then after Renala you go to the capital, if I remember correctly, and you fight the Draconic Tree Sentinel. Then you fight the ghost, like the piss ghost version of Godfrey. Then you fight Morgott again. Then after that you fight Fire Giant, Godskin Duo, Malekith, and then you have to fight Gideon, Godfrey, and then you're at the final boss.
Yeah, see. Right now I'm just going through, where you got to duel the 6 Ronin straw hats.
Yes.
That's what I'm doing right now. So I think I've got one more duel left to go.
My entire first playthrough of Elden Ring, I went through the entire game pretty much with the beginning warrior gear and a great sword, and I beat the game like that.
Nah, screw that. See, what I'm doing is I'm going all the areas that I unlock. I make sure that I 100% those areas. I get all the fox dens, I get all the haikus, I get all the bamboo the bamboo strikes. I'm looking for all the banners. I'm liberating all the little farms, the camps, stuff like that.
Yep.
And doing all the tales, the side quests. Like I haven't even gotten to. I haven't even tried to take Castle Shishima yet, because I'm like, I want my health and resolve to be as high as humanly possible.
Yeah.
And my favorite Devil May Cry game, I haven't really. I couldn't even tell you, man. It's been last time I played a Devil May Cry game was before you were born, Gabriel. So that tells you anything.
That's not really a series I ever got into.
Yeah, I mean,
So I'm guessing y'all don't like beat 'em up games.
I do. I just
well,
I don't know.
like the last true button masher game that I actually enjoyed was Dante's Inferno. That's an old that I mean that goes back a little ways,
Yeah.
but
I don't look. I like Elden Ring. But I do not agree that it is nominated for one of the Game of the Years.
no, we went over that last week because it's DLC, but yeah, I don't know, guys. I mean, we're just now getting up past. We're at an hour 36. I mean, do we have a monumentally short episode this week?
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
It's a short week. We may as well make it a short episode.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm sweating in my room. So.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, angry faithful of all ages, newcomers, old comers. Let me back that up because that sounds
Yeah.
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 New folks, older folks, and trolls. Thank you for staying around. Thank you for yeah, see. Yeah, hold on. That horse got woed. Yeah, chill out there, Darius. My luck, that's going to be the one thing that David clips and puts out. Like,
Yep.
Well, he was saying his playoffs or his game score.
Oh. So, did you guys advance or no? And then we wait. It's like waiting on a mission. It's like NASA talking to Mars. It's like a 52-second delay or something like that. We're waiting. 2 fumble recoveries. You just still didn't answer the question. He doesn't understand the assignment. Yeah, we did. Okay, good. There we go. So hey,
he also said that he screamed "Scissor me timbers" at the players he tackled.
Did you?
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm. Wait. Everybody, calm down. No.
Okay. All right. Okay. So good for you, repping the brand. Look at him, man. Jeez. I mean, people are going to, those kids that he's tackling, scissor me timbers, they're going to be like, what the fuck is that all about?
Did I just get tackled by like a spitter?
Pirate shit? What? Okay. All right. Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, angry faithful of all ages, thank you for letting us live rent-free in your head for at least another week. We appreciate you here at Angry Me Production. No, we don't have the numbers that some podcasts might get, but at least we retain our soul and we still have fun doing it. And we don't come across as angry, bitter little people. It's not a good look. But that being said, I'm Johnny Skelton, Lord Johnny Skelton.
I am Chris Jacka.
Prince Colin Skelton.
and you have become privy. You become indentured. And come on back next week. We'll do it again. Yeehaw. This is Nerd Sports episode 188. And in the immortal words of the late lesbian pirate Bearded Clam, everybody said in one joyful voice, "Scissor me timbers." Arr.